ZAPS 125. Chris Borges vs. the Beast podcast. Zombie Apocalypse Pandemic Survival ZAPS number 125. It's your host, Chris Borges, speaking. Thank you all for tuning in today. It's a beautiful day out here again. It is Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday, December 1st, 3 o'clock sharp in the afternoon here in beautiful sunny Orange County, California. A little chilly in the nighttime, but overall a nice sunny day overall. And it's been a bit of fog this week all around. I don't know if you guys are used to that kind of stuff. What was happening, but around here, every once in a great while, yeah, we do have fog, and this week, yeah, it's been crazy. There's been a lot of fog in the morning time and in the nighttime. Very thick, heavy fog every once in a while rolls through from the ocean, from the ocean side over here, and it's very, very thick, and it's very, very hard to see, even about like 10 feet in front of you when it does come through heavily. When the sun comes out though, throughout the day, usually just clears it right up though. But nighttime, morning time, wow, you can really see that fog really thick all around in the area. It's hard to see anything. Looks like something out of a horror movie, but hilarious, very hilarious stuff. What do I got going today for you guys? Um, the zombie apocalypse pandemic survival has been going all right. So, paid off my IRS. If you guys don't know, I have it's called an Internal Revenue Service debt, which I have to pay an installment agreement of $40 on the first every month. Just for some, I guess just for a penalty. I got penalized for a few years back making a mistake, I think, on my taxes, I think. So yeah, I had to. So now I'm paying off the installment agreement. Just paid it off this afternoon. I actually went and got the money order about the day before I went to work, and I ran to the IRS building to go pay it off, and just so happens I forgot everything. I forgot my social, my I forgot my ID, everything. So I had the MoneyGram, but I didn't have my social and all that necessary identification stuff. So I just said F it, went back home, went to work, and then I took care of it this morning. So went and did that. Uh, and yeah, it's always craziness. They're always super busy, and it's always like just a mad scramble just to try and get some help with that stuff. But other than that, it was all right. Um, Went smoothly, made it happen. Then I came back home and then just reorganized my desktop, my thought process, all that kind of stuff. And this is Chris Borges First the Beast podcast. This is the zombie apocalypse pandemic survival. It's a pun. It's a pun on words. It's just for fun. The wording and all that kind of stuff. It's just a total just pun at life and stuff like that as a zombie apocalypse pandemic survival, because we're at the pandemic, zombie apocalypse, like everybody's a zombie, goes to work, only cares about money. That kind of a pun, but it's just hilarious to me. And survival, obviously. So I'm scraping by. I'm not a one percenter. I'm actually just an everyday commoner, everyday Joe. Um, have my basic necessities, have money, but I'm not. It's not like I'm like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. Kicking back in at Amazon or Tesla. With a cigar, and and a magazine and some croissants. I'm not that guy. I'm actually the guy that goes to work every single day. When I come home, I work more, and that's always been my life, and it always will be my life. My greatest accomplishment I could ever hope for in my lifetime is just to own my own business and to make a whole bunch of money along the way. Work, creating many businesses. Um, but with all that said and done, I'm just thankful for the opportunity just to be doing these kinds of businesses I've always dreamed of owning myself, my own podcast, um, uh, my own eBay store, my own Amazon store, my own reselling store, online store, not a physical store. Obviously, I don't have $1 million just laying around, but yeah, I do my own online thing. As far as selling goes, I buy things, I sell things, little things, big things, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I do all that kind of stuff. Selling in general, sell all kinds of things. Um, And I'm really thankful for that. I also have my fourth book on the way, and I'm really thankful to be an author. I'm super stoked on that. I have my fourth book. Some things were sacred. I'm gonna get on that as soon as I'm done with this podcast. As soon as I'm done with the eBay, it's probably gonna take all night. It might take a few days extra for the eBay, but as soon as everything's good to go on all that on my eBay and everything's up to par again, up to par. Everything's all solid and good to go because I just got increased and I have like hundreds and hundreds of items to post up on my eBay store right now. So it's gonna take days, possibly even a week or two to finish correctly. So that's a project in itself. So I'll probably be doing eBay all afternoon and night now for the next few nights, few days actually until it gets squared away, and then I'm gonna start on finishing my fourth book, and that's gonna take forever too. So it's just like this never-ending thing, but it's all good. It's the jobs I want to do when I'm not working my actual main full-time job. Um, so yeah, you guys, I'm nobody special. I have a lot of things I need to work on in my life, but I do this ZAPS podcast, Zombie Apocalypse Pandemic Survival, because I've always wanted to do my own podcast it's like a daily entry, it's a daily journal of my life. And what I'm going through and what I'm doing at the moment and how's my finances going, how's my business going, how am I doing, how am I feeling, all that kind of stuff. It's just this Zaps Chris Borges versus the Beast podcast is literally just me battling life. Um, and I do it as sincerely and as honestly as I can describe it to you guys, and just for even me to have a webcam access is a miracle because I'm very horrible at tech still. But yeah, I had like I just been using my phone for the past 100 20 episodes, and now I've for the past 5 episodes or so I've been doing the webcam live shooting while I'm doing the podcast on my phone and on top of my computer, recording it through OBS, and I'm doing both of those things at once, and then downloading and uploading them both at the same exact time online. So I post the phone recordings to my Facebook page, so friends and family can like get it there. Every once in a while I'll post it on my Twitter, my Instagram, and the webcam computer OBS recording is specifically solely for my YouTube uploads for its very own Zaps podcast YouTube channel. So really stoked, super stoked on that. Just to have that, you wouldn't believe how it's just so amazing to me that this is even possible, that I'm even making this happen. And because for one, it's just hilarious, because I have no connection, I have no family in the podcasting business. I have none of that in the entertainment business and all that kind of stuff. But it's just I've always had this in mind ever since I was little, um, to start a multitude of a whole bunch of businesses. Not just basic everyday your main job stuff, but ever since I was little, I always had it in mind to do many things so I'd never be bored. So I'd always be busy and working on something, because I love to work on my crafts and all that kind of stuff. I love to work in my jobs. Um, uh, and yeah, so Zab's podcast is just one of my jobs. Obviously I'm doing the books. I'm an author. I do eBay, so I'm an online reseller. I'm also starting my own paint collection. As soon as I'm done with my fourth book, I'll be starting my paint collection. And I'm also a musician. So I'm a painter, portrait artist, as well as I'm a musician. So I'm making my third album, actually. It's raw acoustic singing for my band Nalu. And you can look at, if you go onto Zap's podcast, you can see a link on the top right banner to my Nalu YouTube channel. You can subscribe to both if you'd like. If you guys check it out and stuff, look up Chris Borges, Zaps, or Zombie Apocalypse Pandemic Survival on YouTube search bar, or look up Nalu Chris Borges or Nalu Burning Together. Should pop up right on the search bar for you guys. Yeah. So and that's what I'm focusing on. Just those. So the podcast, the eBay, my book, my painting collection, and my album. So I keep it very simple. So that's what I got going. Though just those 5 things. And it's a lot of stuff to take in. It's a lot of stuff because I do much more than that, but I'm only see the way that I get things done is I chop one tree down at a time. Um, that's just the way I've always worked. It's the way I keep the most organized. So oh, little, and I also got like a little Capri Sun. I've been getting. I just got some Capri Sun at the store and stuff. I love Capri Sun. Um, so I got the Capri Sun here. So what we're talking about? Oh yeah. So yeah. So I got all this stuff going on. Um, I would like to start showing things on my computer eventually. Within the next few podcasts, even have it, be recording my screen and my face at the same time. So it'd be kind of like this double thing. Like my face would be small on the screen of the main recording. And then there'd be like you could see my computer background, my computer desktop and stuff like that. And I'll show you guys pictures and it's like what I'm doing and what I'm into and what my progress is on my work and all that kind of stuff. And should be fun. Um, yeah. So what else is going on besides that? Well, I got two problems right now. Number one is um well, not really problems. I just, I gotta go. Because I'm gonna dive deep into my life with you guys, and because this is the zombie apocalypse pandemic survival. So I'm gonna start going even way, way more in depth into my like literally right now everyday struggles that I'm going through. So right now, I gotta go get gas. Get a gas refill, and that's $40. I gotta get rent for this Saturday. That's $135. I gotta get a Centec. I have to get a Centec. It's called a Centec Smog Check. A little scan tool, and it's about 50, $60 I've seen. And what it does is it actually predetermines if you're ready to pass smog inspection, and that's what I need to do ASAP within this month or within a month and a half or whatever the time limit is. So I got a lot of work ahead of me. Got a lot of things I need to take care of. So that smog check. So what it does basically is I don't have it yet. I would show it to you guys if I had it with me, but I still have to order it. Basically what it is you put it into your OBD2, little scan tool, little plug-in in your car, and then it literally shows you in green check marks or whatever like that what passes, and red and gray or black what doesn't pass. What you need to work on and fix. So it's a perfect tool. It is the tool to use to do a pre-smog inspection before you actually go and pay for the actual smog inspection. So yeah, literal nightmare, but that's just the way the motor department the driving vehicle department makes it. They want your car to be tip top shape, and they want every little nook and cranny good to go, including the smog, which isn't even like a physical thing. It's like air. It's like air that your engine and exhaust put pushes out, all that pollutant air or whatever like that. They want everything to be solid. So it's insanity, and it costs a lot of money to fix everything. But whatever, you know, what more can you expect from real life? But the absolute worst thing. Well, um, getting that Centec thing in, and the tire gauges. I just want to get a tire gauge, like a glowing nighttime one, because I want to check the my PSI on my tire air pressure soon. I had the sickest one ever, and it's gone now. I don't know. I don't know where I put it. It's gone for sure. I don't know. I don't. I think I just left it in my truck when they towed it away or whatever like that, like a long time ago or whatever. Whenever I sold it and they drove off with it, I must have left it in the glove compartment or something because I don't see it anywhere. So I gotta buy a new gauge now. A glowing gauge, nice one for PSI tire check, and the Centec, and I got that going on right now. So all of that, as well as I need to get some new glasses. Yes, I need to get some new glasses and some cheapy ones. I've been meaning to get some really super dirt cheap, like $10, $20 like frames. Because I usually get the nice $200 frames, $150, $300 frames to because they're really nice and they last for a really long time. The cheapies I don't know about, but I've seen a lot of my friends use them. They look kind of messed up because they don't have the rubberized nose clips and all that kind of stuff. They just have like just the literal frame as a nose holder, and they kind of mold it into like the nose part at the side, and I don't like that at all. But for the price, I'm gonna check it out. Just to try them on. If they work well, I guess I'll be saving a ton of money on my auto insurance or whatever the on my new glasses. I was totally just joking. I meant to say that, but yeah, I'm literally gonna save a ton of money on my glasses if I can get those cheapies to feel comfortable, and I'll do whatever I gotta do. If I gotta like weld a rubberized piece for them, whatever it takes, I'll make it happen. Just so I save 100 or 200 bucks on glasses, every single trip, because I'd rather use super dirt cheap plastic ones than super duper expensive, metal solid ones. So that's just me, you know what I mean? Because I've been using glasses my whole life since I was a little kid, so I know the prices, and the prices hurt after a while, if you have to keep buying them over and over. So it's nice to get a couple of cheap pairs for spare. And yeah, so I got that going on. Need to get glasses. But the sick thing with me is it's never done. I literally have like a small mountain of things I need to buy. So got a ton of stuff going on. Got a ton of things I need. But it all stems back to the business, because the business is where all the money is. Where all the money in the sale. It's where all the sales are. It's where all the money is. And that's why I do this ZAPS podcast. It's it's one of the businesses. Um, and when I start getting, the thing is, what I plan on doing is I plan on conglomerating all my art forms into like a nice, neat package, sellable product, for you guys. Obviously, it's what everybody does. Every artist does. They sell CDs, they sell paintings, they sell their paintings, they sell their CDs, their music CDs, they sell their music CDs, they sell their art paintings, um, they sell their books or their comic books, whatever, writings that they've created. They sell that, books in general, or comics. They sell their G Clay prints or whatever, since I do wave photography and all that kind of stuff too. And they just do straight up selling. Like they'll sell like items, like everyday household items, knickknacks, knives, all that kind of stuff, all that kind of goodies, toys, medical supplies, needed things, tools, all that kind of stuff that people, usually artists or business people supply. So that's what I do as well too. I do all of them. This is like all of this stuff that I'm talking about is my business. I do dabble in all of this stuff like deeply. Like I'm very much into all these art forms or business forms rather. So, that's what I'm trying to do. The thing is, anything that's lucrative or actually you can get money is usually very difficult to acquire. Like it's possible, like anybody can do it, but the work and the amount of work and knowledge and dedication and time it takes to make these things actually come to fruition is usually extremely difficult. For example, look at these 3 books that I've written. The very first book I ever written in my life was this one, this short little book. They call it a novella. It's called Bay Eyes. I drew I literally drew it when they asked me to do a thing for the Amazon publishing and all that kind of stuff. They said you can draw your own thing, whatever. I drew it. I drew it, did the whole thing myself. Okay, that's a book. This is you can literally order this online. You can buy this from me online. I think it's like $5 or $10, whatever it is. It's a book. It's literally a storybook. So I made these stories from my imagination. Okay, the next one that I ever written was this nice, good solid one. This is almost a novel, and this was The Dam. This is my zombie apocalypse, film straight from my imagination. The Dam by Chris Borges. That's me, Chris Borges. So we had that one, have all and it's a whole long ass story. This one as well too. And this is my best work I've ever done yet. This is called the Hawaiian Haunting by me, yours truly, Chris Borges. And I drew the cover and everything like that. And it's a very long story about a alien slash prehistoric or dinosaur arachnid spider that terrorizes a family on the islands. Okay, breaks out of its cage. And like wreaks havoc, kills people and stuff like that. It's dangerous. So there it is. My best work yet. I'm super proud of this book because this took me forever to write it correctly, to go back and edit it 3 times over. It took me days, literally, just to edit it. So as you can tell, it took me so long, dude. I swear to God to you guys, dude. This is my like. If anything that I'm proud of in my life so far, business wise, it was making this thing, man. And I promise you guys, it's worth every penny. If you guys are into reading, like kind of like stories from the imagination, like some of my like for example, like Stephen King is one of my favorite authors of all time, and definitely a huge inspiration for me to start writing books and stuff like that. So it's just like that. It's kind of like this full-on horror story kind of a deal. Horror story, ghost story, all wrapped into one. Um, and it's highly worth every penny because I spent a very, very large portion of my free time creating this for you guys. And this is just an example, that I'm showing to you guys that just this small little book, packaged neatly for you guys to buy. If you so like to, if you're interested in my work, if you're a fan of my work, if you're a collector, all that kind of stuff, because I do plan on doing all of these uh, crafts for the rest of my life until I go. So there may be some kind of worth in it eventually. So these are my 3 books, all available for sale on Amazon right now for $19.95 or less. And I have actually working on my 4th book that's coming out. It's called Some Things Were Sacred. And I got 5 more novels on the way after that. Really good stories too, like really, really deep, thought out. Like I just have to flesh them out onto paper. Takes a while. Okay, I'm one person here, people. So we got that going, and I'm really proud of that. Um, and besides all of that going on, doing my my art collection thing, making the music. I do a plethora of other things too. I dabble in Upwork, Udemy, Fiverr. I do graphic design for clientele on Upwork, and just personal use and stuff like that too. I also do live music. I do live music shows on YouTube. Not YouTube, but rather live music shows on Twitch. I have my own music Twitch account with my band Nalu, and I also do a little bit of light work, tarot card reading as well too on there. So, you know, uh, I also make my own video game, make my own surfing survival video game, and so that's what and a whole bunch of other and a few more other like very important things. Movie making. I do wave photography for my G Clay prints. I sell my own original creations, stuff like that. I do short film cartoon animations for my books that I write. So I do a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I do a lot of very difficult technical stuff. So, but this is what I chose to do. This is the crafts that I'm most interested in. I'm really thankful for the opportunity to be doing these, to learn about all these crafts, because it's very lucrative and it's very, very fun to learn about all this kind of stuff, besides going to my full-time job. So doing a lot of stuff, it's very, very hectic, but I learned the secret to actually making this stuff come to fruition is just to chop one tree down at a time. Have a good solid plan, like I'm talking about, like how I can just run down all these things. It's because it took me a long time to understand myself, understand businesses and what I'm capable of doing financially, what businesses I'm capable of starting up financially, all that stuff. I took all of it into consideration, and it took a very long time to get to this point, to where I'm at now, where I fully understand my path and what I do, and there's purpose and reason behind every day that I wake up now, and I feel it really gives me a sense of accomplishment. It gives me a sense of belonging. It gives me a sense of gratitude and a direction, to dig away at, to chop away at. Because before, I was a chicken with my head cut off. I didn't know what I wanted to do, this and that, like really, for like my whole life, teenage years all the way up to my early 20s, late 20s, early 30s. Now I'm gonna be 35 in next April, so mid 30s already. I'm a 35-year-old, and just about. And the thing is, I didn't know about all this kind of stuff. I just, maybe I'm just a slow learner, but I'm okay with that. It's what God gave me, and that's what I do. Is I'm thankful for whatever little that I get or don't get. It really is. It all just is a blessing in disguise. So I work at my own pace, and this is exactly where I'm at right now in my life. Is that I have, if I was to count it, I have my full time job. That's one business. My ZAPS, two. eBay, Amazon, OfferUp, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, all this stuff, reselling in general. That's three. Being an author, my fourth book, four. Starting my painting collection and my portrait art collection, that's five. Six even. That's even six with the portrait painting and all that kind of stuff mixed with the art collection and all that. Make a third. Making my music album, that's seven. As a musician, video game creation, that takes a super long time doing it by myself, but whatever. That's eight. Upwork, graphic design, all that whole thing, nine. Udemy, Fiverr, that's like 10 in itself. 11 with the Twitch in general, with light work and all the music shows. And filmmaking and acting in real life, that's 12. Wave photography, that's 13. And the short film animation and creation, so 14, 15. So I literally, you guys, have 15 jobs. Literally have 15 jobs on my plate that I can go to at any time. The thing is, why I chose to be okay. And the next thing you're gonna say is, Chris, why do you do so much stuff? Is because, to be completely blunt with you guys, I get bored very easily. Okay, and I need constant stimulus. Just to put it plainly to you guys, there's no other way I can actually describe, why I choose to. It's because I really do. Because I know about life. I know that in life, there's a lot of horrible situations, and there's a lot of horrible circumstances, and there's a lot of horrible jobs. IMO, all right, in my opinion. Just jobs I don't ever want to do or be around. You know what I mean? Or be anywhere near. You know, and there's terrible things in this world. There's a lot of negativity, and there's a lot of horrible situations and circumstances and jobs that I don't want to be a part of. So what I did is I dug deep into the work field, and I found almost 20, so basically 15 to 20 jobs that I love dearly, that I want to do every single day. That's what I done, and I really broadened my horizons, and I really looked around, and not just what I wanted to do, but what I was actually capable of doing on a daily basis at home, for free or for very little money, that I could do, and eventually turn it into my own business. So that's what I've found so far every single day. But don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm a Google, it's not like it's not like I'm Google, it's not like I am a know all, know everything kind of guy. Every single day I learn new things. I learn new things about business, about auto repair, auto mechanics. I learn about new cars, new engines, new everything. Like every single day is like this crazy, learning, quest for me. I learn new stuff every single day. So, with that being said, is that's what I need. I need that stimulus. I need to constant, or else I get bored, and I don't, I don't like being stale. I don't like being bored. I don't like being in one place at one time. I like to do many things. I like to be learning as I'm working as well too. So that's why selling things, auto mechanics, repair and selling, and just different type of vehicles and different types of engines. I love all of that stuff. I love to learn about all these new things. I love to not be stagnant, to constantly be growing, constantly being active. Um, making music, and music is a very live, fresh, rare thing. The more and more older I get, the more I realize not everybody makes music. Okay, and that's why they pay so much for my friends, and just musicians, other musicians in general. That's why they get paid so much to go play shows, to and because it's such a rarity to find actually really good music. In people's opinions, in my opinion, you know what I mean. It's so hard to find a really really good band. It's so hard to find a really really good song. It takes a lot of things for it to come together correctly. So there's a lot of rare songs to me. There's a lot of rare bands, a lot of rare musicians, a lot of rare people in general. So, it's scarce. And that's why, I love being a musician, because it actually, I know I can, feed a niche that hasn't been made yet. I can create new genres. I can create new songs. I love to create in general. I love to make things. I always have. Um, you know, I love to solve a puzzle. I love to solve puzzles. And business is just a puzzle for me. It's just a very very difficult puzzle that it it's so difficult that not many people ever figure it out. You know, Even me, I feel like I cracked it. Like I'm at the tip of the iceberg almost. Like I'm making money and stuff like that. But the thing is, I know there's an ocean of money that I just haven't tapped into. There's an ocean of knowledge, a whole world. And you know why that I know all this stuff is because the deeper and deeper I go into online, into the internet, into life in general, and start really, really just breaking it down and hacking it, and finding about like brain, therapy, brain therapists, cognitive, why people do this and that, motivation, all this kind of stuff that I understand just about life and my own life experience in general. It just gives me a great understanding about business, about the way people think, about what people want to buy, about what people love to watch and what people love to listen to. That just and everybody's different, man. Not everybody likes me. Not everybody thinks I'm handsome. Not everybody thinks not everybody thinks uh not everybody wants to listen to me, so it's one of those things that it's just all it's all just a preference. And I hope to be filling one of those preferences. I hope to be filling somebody's life up with joy, with me just speaking on a podcast, with me just doing my thing. That's the most I can hope for my life, is to fill someone else's with joy, with joy and wonder and positivity and good thought and all that kind of stuff. So that's my aim. That's my goal for my jobs. Is to fill someone's life up with any amount of happiness possible, because it's very scarce. Out here in the world these days. Happiness. You know, all that kind of stuff. Smiling, all that kind of good laughter, all that kind of stuff. So you know, human stuff. So yeah. Just it's just every single day it's just a joy to me to be working and doing all this stuff. And at the bottom line, it's for my business, it's for my life, but at the same time it's for everyone's enjoyment. So yeah, just really stoked on all of it. I'm really the older I get, the more I start to realize how thankful I am for the opportunity to have these positions that I'm in, that I'm able to work all these jobs every single day. Okay, because you know at the end I just feel like I'm a lucky guy. I really am. I just really feel like I'm lucky at the end of the day. So enough with the sappiness. Okay, we're gonna get back to the crack-a-lacking. And then okay, so let's see. For one, I just uploaded my ZAPS 124. So this is ZAPS 125, you guys, all right? So I just uploaded my ZAPS 124 that was supposed to be uploaded yesterday when I did, but when I came back home from work and looked at it after I just came back from my little vendetta, or like my little outing, I came back and I seen that it paused. So what I did was I just totally shut it down, the upload, and I re-uploaded it. And then there's all these okay, so it's up now. I have Zaps 124 up now today, but it was supposed to be uploaded yesterday. So I gotta really watch out for that uploading and processing moment, because sometimes it'll pause on me and I don't realize it. So I apologize for anybody who was trying to look for a Zaps 124 yesterday, but I have it up right now. And just posted it up for you an hour ago, and I'm just about to post this one up. Zaps 1 in 25 very shortly in the next hour or so. So you guys will be having both today. So like a double treat for you guys. Um, and this um so okay, so what did I want to get at to you guys, talking about, what topics do I want to reach out to you guys today about? Um I don't know. You know, uh I don't know at the moment, right off the top of my head. I'm just talking to you guys about my life, what I'm doing at the moment. But as far as just everything else, jeez, I wouldn't even know what to say next, you guys. You know, that's it. That's what I got going on. I mean, I don't know if it's crazy cool, or if you guys like it at all, or anything like that. But that's why it's hard running a podcast. Because a lot of people who get on top of it, they don't know what to say. A lot of people in general just don't like to be on camera or get any kind of attention on them. Me, I don't care. Okay, because there's no shame in my game. I don't mind being in front of millions and millions of people's eyes. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. Um, even since I was a little kid, I was playing on the street guitar and I was singing in front of everybody since I was very, very little kid. Um, so I really, you know, there's no shame in my game. I don't care if a billion people subscribe to me, or nobody. I hope a billion people, because that would mean a lot of money's coming in, and that means a lot of people probably are enjoying my stuff. But let's be realistic. I've had my music thing up for about 2 years now, and I probably only had about 50 subscribers. So not maybe I just don't have that look that people want to see. Who knows? Maybe I'm just too low in the algorithm for people to actually even check me out as it. Maybe my content super sucks and I need better content. Obviously, right? That's most people. That's mostly everybody's problem. Is the content sucks. So that's what I'm working on right now for you guys. I'm working on getting some good content in. The content that I like to provide you guys with is obviously really interesting topics. What are those topics? The I don't know. I don't know right off the top of my head. What can I say? What's a good topic to talk about? If we keep going on further and deeper into my mind, you know, uh, why the charade? How about, okay? Let's start with that. Why the charade? Why the podcast? Um, I love to talk. I love to talk about what I like to talk about. I love to be in front of the camera because I love to act. I love to make movies. I love to make films. I love to experiment with the way that I look on camera and the way that I present myself, because I love to constantly work on that. It's just my job. It's what I choose to do. Um, as far as just everything else is concerned, and I'm making movies as well too for the books that I write. I'm actually have a real physical, actually me acting in the movie. That was for Floater the Skyfaller coming out next year. And I actually already started doing video film footage for the actual short film movie, the actual movie of Flow to the Skyfaller. So yeah, I have all these interesting little like things, you know. Like I'm a very big fan of like Stephen King's work. I'm a very big fan of Walt Disney. I'm a very big fan of artists in general. So I love to really make entire worlds. You know, I'm a really big fan of George Lucas's Star Wars. You know, so I love to actually create worlds, create worlds from my imagination, my fantasy, and make them come to real life. You know, I love that aspect of being an author, of being a short film cartoon animator, all that kind of stuff. You know, it all goes into correlation with what I love to do. The thing is it's just very difficult to make it come to fruition. It's very difficult for make that stuff to actually be. For these 3 books to have come out, it took every ounce of my spirit to make these books come to fruition, to make these come to life, literally. um they may just seem like pieces of paper in a book, but these are actually like, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this one's like a novella, this one's like a really like an almost novel, this is the real novel, this is the one like 50-60,000 words, literally, all paragraphed and sentenced neatly. So that's what I'm saying is like you see the progression from like horrible, like there's like nothing here, to like almost something, to like the real Bombucha real one. So that's what it is. It's this constant grind. It's this constant. It gets better and better and better and better over time. So yeah, that's what I'm working towards in all my businesses, on all fronts. Um, my speaking, for some reason it's very horrible. Like for some reason it's very hard for me to speak properly. It feels like there's like like a whirlwind in front of my face, and I can't really get words out correctly. But that's all right. It takes time to get proficient at everything, at every single thing you do in your life. It's very hard to get to a very professional, solid place. Okay, so that's what I do, is I just work. I just battle through everything. I just fight through it all. That's what I've always done. I've earned every bit of my keep, of my life, of where I'm at right now. I've lost many things along the way. I've lost a lot of battles. I've lost a lot of money. I've lost a lot of everything. But that's the loss and the hardship that came along with it, and the pain and the struggle. All that stuff made me into the person that you're seeing right now before you. So in a way, in a very deep way, I'm actually very thankful for every single misfortune, mishap, and bad thing that's ever happened. Bad days, legendary bad days. Every single thing that's happened, I'm just grateful for, because it's made me into this strong, smart person that you see before you here today. That's all I can say. And the thing is, excuse me, I gotta take one sip. Um, you know, and this ZAPS podcast and everything else that I'm doing, ZAPS in particular, this is just like my daily journal, guys. This is just like my little webcam recording daily journal of my progress. That's all it is, really. So you guys are tuning into something that it may not pertain to you, but you may enjoy the topics. You may just actually just enjoy hearing me speak to you. And I hope from the bottom of my heart that you guys enjoy it in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how, but I hope you guys do. So we're gonna get into a little. I'm gonna do about 15 minutes more. We're gonna call it quits for today. But cause I'm hungry. Gotta eat something. Gotta drink something, you guys. But yeah, I got big plans for my life, you guys. And I'm making it happen one step at a time. And this Zaps podcast here is just the first step into that direction. I really feel a great weight every time I do the right thing and I'm going through it. Because when I jump into this podcast, it's always this empty blank space that I don't know how to fill, but I don't care, I don't care if I don't know what I'm going to say when I get into it, because that's okay, It's a problem. Just like everything else in life is a problem, I'll figure it out. Even if I have to stand here for an hour blankly looking at the screen, I will, to get to the next plateau. It doesn't matter. I don't care what obstacles are in my way. I'm gonna make my life awesome, super awesome, um, against any and all adversity that comes my way. Um, Period. Um, because every single thing, every single thing is difficult. There's not one thing in my life that's easy. It's all just very very hard. And the way that, and again, it goes back to a very basic, super simple, small thing. How I make the big things in life happen for myself. How I make these things actually come to fruition. How? How do you do it, Chris? That's why I wish I had like somebody who's speaking to me. I'm doing all this by myself, you guys here. Give me a break. So, so how do I do it? The most simplest answer is I just chop one tree down at a time. And that's what I want to talk about. That's the topic I want to talk about today. Is that small little needle and pin little thing that actually is the root wire, the root connection, the actual fuse connector to success in my life that's always been. The smallest thing you possibly think of is just chop one tree down at a time. Because I know this, and I'm going to talk about this right now. Because it's such a big deal to me, and I hope you guys learn about this stuff sooner than later. At least this helps me out. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm interested in it, and I'm going to talk about it. So, number one, now you see I found a topic to talk about. Awesome. So, first off, literally, what I do is, so you see how I have like 15, 20, 30, 15 to 20 things going on at once all the time? The way that I chop it down into small, is I literally chop it down into small bite-sized pieces. Because I notice, and I'm going to say it like this, I notice when I think about the whole pie, when I think about all my businesses that I'm running, I go, oh goddamn, there's way too much for me to handle here. I can't even do one thing. Oh, I'm over it. I'd rather just play video games. I'd rather just play video games and listen to music and smoke cigarettes and watch TV. You know what I mean? That's the first thing that happens in my mind. Now, the way that I actually battle that is through the simplest form ever, which is just hone in on that one thing, and then chop one tree down at a time, every single thing until that's finished. So that's how I do it. It's called organization. Okay, and that's the way I always done things. It's like, so I got to do ZAPS podcast and 20 other things. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to leave those 19 other things out of the way, and I'm only going to focus on ZAPS podcast, and then I'm going to do it from start to finish, and then boom, it's done. Boom. That was one for the day. Out of the way. Knocked out of the ballpark. Did that. It's good. Good to go. Okay, awesome. Now, we can start on the eBay. So we'll do one thing at a time. Okay, get that, this, that. Clean it up. Take a picture. This, that. Get it on. Boom, boom, boom. Item. 400, 500 items later, down. Posted. Good to go. Next. Write the book. Obviously, it's going to take a few days, maybe even a week or two to get that accomplished with 500 items and stuff, but whatever, we'll get that finished. But after that one, then we're going to finish my book. Finish my fourth book. How do I do that? I start on page 1 or wherever I left off at. I'll read through it again, and then I'll start. I'll just start with one word. I'll think about the whole storyline. Think about, 1 to 10 little narrations. I'll pick the best one out of my mind, and then we'll run it. Paragraph after paragraph after paragraph, word after word, sentence after sentence, until the book is complete. And when it's complete, I will edit it once, twice, maybe even 3 times if needed, if I feel so. And then once that's done, then we're gonna draw the picture, the cover picture, maybe do some cool little comic pictures in the middle of it, and then we'll publish it. Then we'll do all the steps it takes to publish it correctly, get all the formatting correctly, and the paragraphs all nice and neat, ready to go. Then we'll publish it on the Amazon, and then once they do the processing and if they accept it, then you will have your novel readily available on YouTube for anyone to purchase. So you see now, it's super difficult to get to that point. Obviously, right? Because you have to do all this stuff just to have somebody to possibly may want to purchase your book. So it's insane, right? It's so the amount of work is insane, right? That you have to do just for that little thing to happen, just for that little money to come in at their discretion, at the customer's discretion, if they even want to buy it or not. So it's insane on all fronts, the whole thing. Like the whole, you know what I mean? Because you could be spending whatever, weeks, months getting that book finished. So the thing is, you have to go into it knowing that no matter what, you still might not make money. But if you market yourself correctly, professionally, if you market your books correctly, professionally, and you advertise it super, super, super good, super Saiyan good and well, then possibly somebody will see your work, all the work that you've done in your whole conglomerate, in your whole corporation, from your books, music, and all that kind of stuff, and they say, oh my God, this guy is awesome, and I want to read his book. I'd possibly like to get his little autograph signature on his book too, because he's a super cool hard worker, has a lot of cool artistic stuff going on. I want to read that. Sounds interesting. Boom, $19.95. You just paid for it. So you got $19.95, whatever. And they got a book. They got the book that you made. And you really care about the book. Like, this is like your art form. Like, you love this book. You love the storyline. You would read it yourself if no one else would. See, so that's what I'm saying is all of it coming together makes your business in total. And that's what I know about. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to build a very, very massive business surrounding myself, surrounding the zombie apocalypse, pandemic survival, surrounding Chris Borges, surrounding all of that stuff that entails from the bands that I decide to be in or create, vice versa, from the music shows I present to the movies that I make and sell the DVDs and all that kind of stuff. Just of my books that I write, and all the short film cartoon animation, to the wave G-Clay photography, to the art collection that I make. All that stuff is a whirlwind of paint, colors, and literally magic, and literally hard work all combines into creating that. It literally is a massive corporation kind of a business that I'm trying to build here. The thing is, I'm only one person. I don't have a hundred guys behind me doing this, and that, and the other, helping me out every single day. I'm doing all of this myself because I care about my life. I care about myself. I care about the businesses that I create. I believe in what I stand for. I believe, I don't know about anybody else. That's why. But I know is I come from a good place. I come with a good message, a message of positivity and hope, and triumphed over hardship and success over any and all adversity. That's the message, and that's what I live by. That's all I know is good fortune and persevering through any and all struggle and adversity. That's all I know, is to fight, to keep going no matter what. And that's my business model, and that's why I don't stand behind anyone else. Okay, I only stand behind me, because I know for sure, 1,000,000% without a shred of a doubt, that I'm the real thing. That there is nothing that comes in between. There's nothing that comes in between. It's just solid. Like my mind, my motto, my foundation is solid. set in stone with Jesus Christ, God, and the Almighty. Um, that's why I only support myself. That's the only that and that it's why I have all these businesses and I don't follow anyone else's businesses because I believe in myself and I care about myself and I take care of myself. Okay, and I believe in the products that I present and I believe in everything, all of that stuff, all that good stuff about me. So that's why I do entrepreneurship business, and I never will ever stop. I'll always be creating no matter what. I'll always be inventing no matter what. I'll always be pushing products out no matter what. Come hell or high water, or the ship sinks, it doesn't matter. I'll still be here, and the same goal will still always be there. And it is to build myself up to the millions, to the billions, to the sky's no limit. Um, and don't get me wrong, I work for a living, obviously. A full time job and all that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is, I always will. If the money's there, I'm there. But the thing is, when it comes down to my free time and what I choose to do with my free time, I choose to work because I feel like it's the right thing to do. In this type of a world that we live in. So, with that being said, that's all I got for today, you guys. I hope my ramblings and all that kind of stuff and my speech and my topics were amusing at the least or entertaining. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. This has been ZAPS 125 of the Chris Borges First to Beast podcast. You've been listening to Zombie Apocalypse Pandemic Survival. ZAPS number 125, Chris Borges here. Signing out. Thank you all for tuning in, listening. All my friends, families, followers, fans, everybody else on the in-between or just listening. Thank you all for tuning in. I love each and every one of you, and I hope you guys have a wonderful and terrific day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, Thursday, for ZAPS 126. You guys have a lovely day. Take care, and I'll see you guys later on. Bye.